Well, student body Sasco is raising several concerns in higher learning institutions. These include student funding and mandatory vaccinations. So to speak to us about their concerns, we're joined now by Sasco's president, Bamanye Matiwane. Bamanye, thank you so much for your time this morning. Talk to us a little bit. What is it that you are seeking clarity on from the Department of Higher Education and Training and Technology? Where are you guys standing when it comes to this issue around mandatory vaccinations?
Thank you very much. As introduced, my name is Bamanye Matiwane, the president of Sasco. Necessarily, Sasco has encouraged students to vaccinate and its leaders. But nonetheless, Sasco tends to oppose the issue of the mandatory vaccination. We believe that we are taking rights of students away from them. We are saying, because institutions of higher learning are a place of knowledge where people learn, where people get to be convinced and persuaded, and the government as well has that responsibility of having a single coordinated education. So we are saying, let's go as a form. Let's go engage students, not force them to vaccinate, because when you force a person, that particular person will start doubting the process itself. But let's open up a process of persuasion. Let's open up that process. And we feel that as student leadership, we are much available to go and engage students on the ground, but obviously working hand in glove with the department and institutions of higher learning, because institutions, they have this tendency of operating outside government perspective. Yeah. The government is still...
On that note, institutions of higher learning, alongside with the Department of Higher Education, are they pleading, or are they even hearing your calls when you are pleading for them to have this engagement around mandatory vaccinations? Have they responded to your plea? Have they responded to your call? Have they said anything at all?
Thank you very much. I would want to say, firstly, we had engaged the ANC international level about this process because we know that the minister Blade Nzimande is their deployee, and we have been having several engagements with the department, and I want to say that the discussions are continuing between ourselves and the minister, and so far so good, but the minister has not taken a decision that is contra from that of the universities. Universities are as you would know them, that the majority of them, they are very counter-revolutionary. For example, Rhodes University, there is a case there over the issue of the mandatory vaccination, but that institution has listened to its students. They've given up. They gave them an opportunity. If you can't, if you don't want to be forcefully vaccinated, there is a process that students follow. We're trying to engage DUT and University of Free State. We had scheduled as well through the Office of the SG that there must be a communication to University of Johannesburg, Wits and Pretoria. There are some institutions that are progressive, like Walter Sisulu and other universities, who are working with us in trying to find a solution so that students not feel that they are forced. They don't bring anxiety to our students, but this process is a process of engagement. Yeah. This process is a process of persuasion.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage in time, right, we've got some of the institutions that have already opened, others are opening, others are still calling for registrations and the like. If they do not heed your call for active, effective engagement, and you still have higher learning institutions that say we will have and implement mandatory vaccinations, and we have the Department of Higher Education and Training saying we will actually note the concerns by these higher education institutions and support them in their mandate in that regard, what happens then, Bamanye? What happens with the students? Does that mean you guys go on a full protest? Does that mean that you continue with the era of engagement? Where does that leave you really as a student body?
We are an organization that promotes engagement, but we know that our dance floor are the streets, and we can dance there in any institution at any time. So we don't mind dancing on the streets, fighting for our rights. There are many issues that are affecting students outside even the mandatory issue. The issue of student debt that is frustrating students to access institutions of higher learning is one of the priorities as well that we want to fight. If you have checked our statement, we said no to mandatory vaccine, no to financial exclusion, because we know that majority of our own students, they are owing institutions of higher learning, and therefore those institutions, they don't want them to register. We still have that fight with those institutions, that we are going to mandate all our branches on the ground to say, we can't allow institutions to have freshers party. We can't allow institutions to start their registration or to close their registration without resolving these issues, because the reality of the matter is that those students must be able to finish their diplomas, must be able to finish their degrees so that they can go to the workplace and contribute positively to their own society.
Yeah.
If really the government or the department and the institutions as well, they don't want to meet us halfway, we will have no choice but to put it to them. Thank you.